All right, so in this video, we're going to take a look at some new stuff that has come out to PowerShell, particularly as it relates to PowerShell, Microsoft 365, and the Mac, or just PowerShell Core, whenever you're happening to run that. So this is an update that came out in October that I somehow missed and just caught it now. So let's dive in, take a look at actually running PowerShell and working with Microsoft 365 on the Mac. So before we do that, if you want to see more of these videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, be alerted anytime we put out more Microsoft 365 videos. Also, we have a great getting started with Office 365 or getting started with Microsoft 365 course that you can sign up for on the link below, or check out our website where we have some other workshops, courses, we have consulting. But for now, let's dive over here and take a look. So frankly, I have done nothing with this yet. I realized it came out. I haven't installed it. I haven't set it up. So I have a couple of the GitHub repos over here we're going to take a look at. I also have my terminal window. I use iTerm on the Mac. I can leave a link to that in the video description below as well. But a little bit of a history of this PnP PowerShell module. This is not the Microsoft one, but rather it's an open source PowerShell module for working with, or started with working with SharePoint Online, but was really only for PowerShell 5.1. It never worked in PowerShell Core, therefore never worked on the Mac. And this update changes all that. So now we actually have two modules out here in GitHub. We have the PnP PowerShell, and then over here, we also have PnP PowerShell. If you scroll down on this original page, so PnP PowerShell was the original, you'll see kind of what their plan was. They had their V3. October, we still had V3 that worked with SharePoint Online, 2016, 2019. And we have this PnP PowerShell preview now that's just SharePoint Online, and you'll see it runs on PowerShell 7, .NET Standard 2.0. That is this module over here. So it is still in preview. Their plans are, this one is actually going to go away here. They're going to stop releasing new builds. They're going to archive it off. And PnP PowerShell is going to be the module going forward. The old version you installed with install module SharePoint PnP PowerShell Online. You'll notice even in the commandlet, its focus really was on SharePoint. It wasn't geared toward any of the other products in the Microsoft 365 suite. If you jump over to the new one, the installation here is just install module PnP.PowerShell. So this is going to incorporate a lot more products in other than just SharePoint like we saw in the original ones. As you scroll down, you'll see some of those settings to get it all set up. They've adjusted how we log in. So we're going to go take a look at how you do this, how you can get logged in, get set up, actually test it out. I have iTerm set up here. I'm using ZSH, so a few different plugins to do this in the terminal. I can leave links to all those in the video description. If you want to just do this in the normal terminal on macOS, you can do that. I'm also doing this on Big Sur. So not only is this PowerShell for Microsoft 365 on the Mac, it is also in Big Sur running the PowerShell preview. To install the PowerShell preview, if you haven't done that, or PowerShell, I use Homebrew for all of that. So if you do a brew search for PowerShell, you'll see this is one thing I already have installed. It's super simple to install. You're just going to do brew install PowerShell, PowerShell preview, whatever flavor of PowerShell you want to run. There's lots of other videos showing you how to get PowerShell set up on the Mac, so we won't go into all of that there. You'll see I have my PowerShell preview installed. If you want to launch PowerShell now from within your Mac terminal, for me, it's PWSH preview. If you're just doing normal PowerShell, it's just going to be PWSH. Hit enter, and you'll see now I'm in running PowerShell 7.1, release candidate 2. A new stable release is out there. I should probably go update that. For now, we're just going to run with this. So the first thing I want to do is go install my module. I still have all my tab complete available. This one is PnP PowerShell. So this will go out to that PowerShell gallery, go grab our PnP PowerShell module, and install it. Only I gave my commandlets wrong. Sorry, it'd help. I should read the direction, right? Let's go install PnP PowerShell, allow pre-release. That'll work better. Yes, I trust it. We'll wait for that to go download and install. And there we go, all downloaded and installed. Again, I have no idea. I haven't even read the documentation on this yet. So we're going to go get command, and we're going to get them from the module PnP PowerShell and just kind of see what's there. So you'll see we have a lot of commandlets that are already there. Looks like PnP, there's a lot of SharePoint stuff here, the content type hub, but there also is here. We have our Teams stuff. So we can add PnP, we can add Teams channels, we can add tabs to Teams. So there's some management for some of the Microsoft Teams stuff. Here's Microsoft 365 groups. So adding, updating Microsoft 365 groups. You also have Azure AD users. So you can go in and at least manage a few of your Azure AD users. Some more group membership stuff. If we want to see how many there are, we can actually do get command, and we'll do our PnP or PowerShell .count. So there we go, 505 commandlets already available for working with Microsoft 365 on the Mac. I actually don't know how to connect, so let's go see if there is a connect command, because that's usually what it is. Connect PnP online. There we go. So let's go connect PnP online. See what it does. I have a demo tenant up here as well that I use for some of my training. So let's grab that. And first we'll just try connecting to the root site. Username, go grab my username. So a lot of these too, when you are connecting, if you want to do things like manage some of the groups, sometimes you have to connect to the admin site or the tenant URL. We're going to see how this works because I don't know. Can't remember if I have MFA set up in here or not. Connect PnP user administrator, consented to use the application, send inactive for this user and user request. So what do I have here? So there is some stuff there, it looks like, to connect to the tenant. It also looks like we could use certificates for authenticating. There's some stuff dealing with Cloud Shell there. Let's actually try launch browser. How about URL? And let's go grab our URL again. PnP management shell. I don't know what I need to do there. Maybe we should go read the documentation, right? So install, get module, list available, important changes. Oh, here we go. In order to use credentials, you first need to grant consent. So we can do this, register. See how much better that works when you actually read the directions? Management shell access. All right, so that pops open a browser, gives us a code, so we can go grab this code out of our terminal window. Copy and paste that in. So to start using this, you are going to actually need access enough to your tenant to go in and register an application. Set this PnP management shell access app within your Microsoft 365 environment so that it can all be trusted. So we'll log in and we will go ahead and consent on behalf of the organization, but you can see it does need a fair amount of access in order to manage all of the different settings within Microsoft 365. So we can go ahead and accept that. We have now signed in. So now we should be able to go back in and connect to our PnP online. We don't need this anymore. This time I'm actually going to put the URL in, enter my credentials again. So let's try this again now that we've granted access to our app. Username, password, and look at that. We should be connected now to our Microsoft 365 environment. So can I do a get PnP site? Look at that. I now have my site, so I can do site equals get PnP site. And now I have all the properties about that site. Sure, why not? So there's all the information I could pull up about the site. Is it a hub site? I actually can't remember. Nope. The recycle bin, we have some stuff there around upgrading, external sharing, different settings there. So let's try a few other ones. Let's go get PnP Teams. Get PnP Teams is not registered. There must be multiple ones there. Get PnP Teams app, Teams tab, channel messages. Oh, you can get the Teams team. There we go. So now we can go in and see a few of those teams. I have my public team. I have a few project teams that I'm a part of. So I can view all of my teams. So it looks like with this PnP PowerShell, I can get teams. I can create teams. I am going to now do add PnP teams. I bet I can do an add PnP teams team. Let's look at what options we have there. So there is nothing there. See what happens if I do add PnP. Oh, I can't associate it to the site collection. Okay, so that makes sense. So that is essentially if you have a SharePoint online site collection you've created, it doesn't have a team associated with it yet. You may have seen some of those. If you go browse to one of these sites, for instance, you'll see down in this lower left-hand corner a pop-up that says add a team to this site. That's what this add teams team commandlet would do, is actually add the team functionality to that site collection or to that Microsoft 365 group if it doesn't exist yet. So again, I'm going to play around with this a lot more. I'll probably do some more PowerShell videos on this because this is something I have been waiting for a long time, is to be able to manage all of my Microsoft 365 stuff, my SharePoint stuff, without actually popping open that Windows 10 VM to get to my PowerShell commandlets and the PowerShell modules to manage everything. It's also kind of nice to see that they've bundled all of these commandlets just into one module, instead of having a whole bunch of different PnP modules for the different products. For now, let's just wrap this PowerShell video up. It's running, it's working, I can connect to it. Some of the stuff I used to do, there might be some different parameters I have to pass, some slightly different ways to do it. But this is super exciting. I'm excited to play with this more, and as a result, I will probably have lots more videos coming on this. Once again, thanks for watching. Check out the links in the show notes for some of the stuff I showed in the video, links to the tools I use on my Mac, the GitHub repos, as well as our free Getting Started with Office 365 email course. Thanks again for watching, and let us know if there's anything else you want us to cover in future videos.